संस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्त
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा है यह देने वाला मैं उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया। हरि शरणं 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 हरि शरणं
हरि चरणं हरि चरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि चरणं हरि चरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि चरणं हरि चरणं हरि चरणं हरि चरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं कुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। रमण बिहारी के ठाकुर हमरे रे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। ठाकुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा। कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा,
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा,
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा।
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा।
कामन दुनियादारी से,
कामन दुनियादारी से,
कामन दुनियादारी से।
कामन दुनियादारी से।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
हरि शरणं, 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 हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे हो अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे हो अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे गोपाल सावरिया मेरे अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे गोपाल सावरिया मेरे
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे गोपाल सावरिया मेरे
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे गोपाल सावरिया मेरे
मेरे राधा रमण गिरिधारी
मेरे राधा रमण गिरधारी
ओ मेरे राधा रमण गिरिधारी
मेरे राधा रमण गिरधारी
गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी ओ
गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी
ओ गिरिधारी श्याम बनवारी ओ
गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे नंदलाल सा
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाँ ते कभी को विद कही सके कहाँ ते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. My sincere and pranams to Param Pujya Swami Shri Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj. On behalf of Gita Parivar, myself, JVSM Lakshmi from Mumbai, extend a warm welcome and best wishes to all the Gita Premis and Sevis who are present here on this holy platform to attend the Vivechan Satra this evening. Shri Krishna defines yoga as a state of disunion from every union with pain. How can one give up one's weaknesses and positively grow into a healthier, stronger, and integrated personality? Today, we are all here to understand the secret of success behind this by listening to the Vivechan of the first part of the 5th Adhyaya, the Karma Sannyasa Yoga, in which Shri Krishna compares Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the path of renunciation of actions, with Karma Yoga, the path of work and devotion. So prayers awaken our divinity and provide wings to the world of gods. So let us quickly move on and invoke the blessings of our Jagat Guru Shri Krishna. For today's prayer, let me welcome Bijali Mandadi Ji, a BSc Agricultural graduate working in Agriculture Department in Andhra Pradesh. Bijali Ji is associated with Gita Parivar from October 2022 and is now a sadhak in L4 and also giving seva as GC and Tech. Didi, please come forward for the prayer.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, and thank you so much for that wonderful prayer. Now let us brighten this auspicious occasion by offering our prayers to Ma Saraswati and conduct our customary lighting of the ceremonial lamp, the Deep Prajwalan, as a tribute to Ma Saraswati, the embodiment of knowledge. Today we have with us Bharti Sharma ji from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Didi is a teacher and joined Gita Parivar in February 2021 and offering her seva in various ways like trainer, tech assistant, monitoring team member, and admission and migration department. So Didi, please come forward for the Deep Prajwalan, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you so much, Didi, for creating the divine and serene atmosphere with your beautiful Deep Prajwalan. Before we proceed forward, here is a very important announcement. Aao Gita Sevi Bane is a short Zoom session conducted by Gita Parivar to make all the sadhaks aware of the various opportunities to offer seva in the organization. I'm sure all of you and all of us, in fact, definitely want to take part in this divine yajna being conducted by Gita Parivar. To know in detail about this, I request you all to kindly attend the Zoom meeting on 10th of December. The timings and the link for the same will be provided in your groups. Request you all to please do attend and do offer your seva. So with this, we are all finally set to enjoy the spiritual moments and now move on to the most awaited part of the session, the Vivechan session by our most respected and senior trainer, Vikas ji Vaidya ji. Vikas ji Bhaiya is a mechanical engineer with a postgraduate diploma in business management. Bhaiya is settled in Pune and owns a small IT company. Vikas ji Bhaiya is a master of many languages, Indian and foreign. Bhaiya does the Sampurna Gita Parayan of all 18 adhyayas every day and is also a trainer in Gita Parivar for L1 to L4 classes and is involved in trainers selection and trainers training for L1 to L4. He is also guiding Gita Vratis to prepare for Shrungeri Peeth Gita exam. It's my honor and great pleasure to request you, Bhaiya, to take over and begin the interpretation session of the first part of the 5th adhyaya. Over to Vikas ji Bhaiya, please.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
Jai Shri Krishna.
वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल. पूज्य स्वामी जी के चरण कमलों में कोटि कोटि नमन. टुडे वी विल स्टार्ट न्यू अध्याय, अध्याय 5th, कर्म संन्यास योग. Last week we concluded 4th अध्याय, ज्ञान कर्म संन्यास योग, and now this is karma sannyasa yoga. There are 29 shlokas in this adhyay, relatively a short one. All the shlokas are in Anushtup Chanda. Speakers of the shloka, one shlok, the first one is by Arjuna, wherein he puts up a question to Lord Shri Krishna, and rest 28 shlokas are from Shri Krishna. Now, you must have heard this many times that if one really wants to imbibe the essence of Gita in himself, then the listener has to be Arjuna. And the speaker has to be Lord Krishna. Then only it can be imbibed properly. This means that the essential virtues, essential attributes which Arjuna had should also be within us. If that happens, then it is possible that Arjuna's experience can also become our experience. But what about the orator, Lord Sri Krishna? No one can copy Lord Krishna. Krishna has the extraordinary special qualities of openness, depth, and being the epitome of truth. Likewise, Arjuna too had the unparalleled virtues of unconditional love for Krishna, surrender, samarpan, that means faith, and an intense desire to realize the truth. Now, before we start studying this adhyay, we should awaken within ourselves each and every one of these Arjuna's virtues. Then only we can understand this adhyay and in general the entire Gita well. Now, coming back to fourth adhyay, in fourth adhyay which we concluded last week, in slok 33 to 37, Krishna praised the tradition of going to a guru for gaining the knowledge. In 34th sloka, Paramatma says, Tadvidya pranipatena pariprashtena sevaya upadekshante jnane jnaninas tattva darshanaha. Just try to learn the ultimate truth by approaching a spiritual master, spiritual guru, inquire politely from him and render services to him. The self-realized souls, that means those Tattva-darshana, they can impart knowledge to you because they have seen the ultimate truth. So this is the way suggested by Krishna in 34th sloka of 4th adhyay. As it is, we know Arjuna did not want to fight because he thought that by fighting he would incur sin, papa. So Arjuna conveniently thought that Krishna is asking him to renounce the karma and gain knowledge. So give up the war and gain the knowledge. This is what misunderstanding Arjuna had. Then Shri Krishna said in 38th sloka that he who is perfect in yoga, which yoga? Samatha yoga, he gains the knowledge in the self. That means the follower of karma yoga, samatha yoga, need not go to a teacher for gaining knowledge. Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitram vidyate tat swayam yoga samsiddha. Tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalenatmani vendati. So this is what Krishna said to Arjuna, that one can gain this knowledge, the ultimate truth within himself, if he follows the principles of yoga. Now Arjuna heard the praise of karma yoga in 38 to 41 shloka, but in 42nd shloka, Sri Krishna ordered Arjuna to perform his duty of fighting. In 42nd shloka, Paramatma says, Tasmad ajnana sambhutam hristai jnana sinatmanah chitvainam samshayam yogam attishtottishta bharata. Uttishta, get up. Get up and start the war. Get up for starting the war. So Arjuna was thoroughly confused. Once you are praising the jnana, wisdom, another saying you are praising some karma, and that too, in the end you are saying, get ready for performing the ghastly karma of killing the people, entering into the war. So with all this, Arjuna had a lot of confusion in his mind. What exactly is to be done? Arjuna could not decide which one of these two disciplines are better, Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga. Therefore, to get his doubt cleared from Shri Krishna, Arjuna puts up a question. Since this adhyaya deals with performing the karma without attachment, that means anasakta, and without expecting any return reward of the karma, that means nishkama karma siddhi, it is called karma sannyasa yoga. With this little background, we will start reading the adhyaya. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Ata Panchamo Adhyāyah. Arjuna Uvaca Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogaṃ ca Shanshasi Yachreya Etayorekan Tanme Bruhi Sunishchitam. Let us see what does it mean. As I said, Arjuna has put up a question. And in question, he says, Sannyasam, that means to renunciate, to give up. karmanam, all the karmas. Punah, again, yogam. Yogam is the karma yoga here. Shansasi. Shansasi is to praise something. Yata. Yat means which. Shreya. Shreya means which is beneficial, which is better. Shreya. Etayo. Of these two. Ekam. Ekam is one. Tata. That. Me. To me. Bruhi. Bruhi means please tell. Sunishchitam. With certainty. Definitely. So Arjuna says, O Krishna, first you praise the karma sannyasa yoga, Sankhya yoga, and then you praise the glory of Nishkam karma yoga. Thus kindly tell me once and for all, which of the two is more beneficial? The karma sannyasa, that means the jnana yoga or the karma yoga? And which of these two is in my interest? Now, before you go into details of this, let us know what exactly is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Actions, that means karmas, performed without the desire for fruits of action, that means karma phala, and which are motivated by the principles of truth, righteousness, non-violence, and love, is known as Nishkam Karma Yoga. And what is Karma Sannyas Yoga? Karma Sannyas does not mean to renunciate the karma, not to give up the karma. Karma Sannyas, one may misunderstand that karma sannyas means don't do any work, just keep sitting only. So that is not karma sannyas. It does not mean not performing any action. However, the karma sannyas performs action. A karma sannyasi, he does perform the action, karma, yet he is not the doer of actions. So kartrutva bhiman, the doership, he has relinquished that doership. For the one whose I is not linked to the mind and to the intellect, he does not perform actions, rather the actions happen through him. We had seen last time in 4th Adhyay, the example of Rabindranath Tagore, who said the Gitanjali just happened to me. I didn't write it. Somebody else could have written it. I am thankful that the God chose me to write it. But I am not the creator. It just happened through me. So likewise, a karma sannyasi, he does not have any link to his mind and intellect. Things just happen through him. Arjuna says he is confused and does not understand whether he should be following the path of karma sannyas or the nishkam karma. Thus he asks Lord Krishna to clarify which path is best suited for him. Karma sannyas, that means jnana yoga, or the karma yoga. Now let us see what Lord Krishna replies to him in 2nd shloka. Śrī-Bhagavānu vāca sannyāsah karma yogascha nishreyasakara vibhau tayostu karma sannyāsāt karma yogo vishishyate. Now Lord Krishna is replying to Arjuna's question, saying that sannyasa, that means renunciation of karma, Sankhya yoga or Jnana yoga, whatever you call it, karma yoga and karma yoga cha means also nishreyasa karo. Nishreyasa karo, that means both lead to moksha, to liberation. Ubho means both. Two means but. Tayo, out of the two. Karma sannyasat, in comparison to Sankhya yoga, that means renunciation of karma, in comparison to karma sannyas yoga, karma yogo vishishyate. Karma yoga is superior. Paramatma says, when you compare the two, both lead you to the same destination. Not that you perform karma yoga and you lead somewhere else, and when you perform karma sannyas yoga, you go somewhere else. That's not the case. Paramatma says, both will lead you to the same destination, moksha, liberation. But between the two, Paramatma says, karma yoga is superior to karma sannyas yoga. Now let us see karma sannyas again. Whatsoever actions that happen through the body, senses, or mind, removing the sense of doership from these is known as karma sannyas. Whatever happens through your body, senses, and mind, you remove the sense of doership, then it becomes a karma sannyas. I am not the body, I am not the senses, I am not the mind, and I am not the intellect. Mind thinks, and through the senses of perception, this gets translated into action via the physical body. And karma sannyas involves seeing oneself as a distinct witness of the activities of mind, intellect, and senses and body. Knowing that I am neither the doer of actions nor the bearer of its consequences. I am merely a witness. Things are happening, I am merely a witness. This is karma sannyas. I am just a detached witness of all the activities of mind, intellect, senses, and body. I neither motivate nor incite any action. I am neither the creator of actions nor am I the bearer of their fruits, karma phala. Whether the fruits are auspicious or inauspicious doesn't matter, but I am not the bearer of those fruits. Thus, this can happen only when I see myself as separate from body, senses, mind, and intellect. When I see my swa, my jivatma, my atma as distinctly different than my mind, body, senses, and intellect, then only this kind of non-doership can happen. Only then one can see and can become a karma sannyasi. So to disassociate yourself from your body, senses, mind, and intellect is the first and foremost requirement of a karma sannyasi. Now, many of us may have doubt. How am I separate from the body? How can I be not doer of my actions, my karma? How can I be a detached witness only? There are many things which need deep understanding, and until this does not become clear to us, how can we become a karma sannyasi? If you don't know how to disassociate yourself from body, mind, intellect, and senses, how can you become karma sannyasi? So these fundamental things are to be clear to us first before we even talk of karma sannyas. Krishna says, following nishkam karma is superior to karma sannyas because it is easier to follow. Now, how it is simpler to follow? Let us understand this. How karma sannyas and karma yoga is easier to follow. Now, here comes the concept of bhakti, the devotion. The bhakta, the devotee, he says, this body, this mind, this intellect belongs to you, O Lord. All this belongs to you. All the actions, all karmas belong to you. I am a nobody. The devotee says like this. And as everything belongs to the Lord, the bhakta, the devotee says, Oh God, you operate this intellect, you beget the thoughts in this mind. I know only one thing. I am yours and you are mine. Bhakta has no other desire, no wants in his life. The devotee sees the Lord in all forms, in all beings. Thus, he has no enemies, for he sees Lord in one and all. And he cannot have enmity with the Lord, obviously, so he doesn't have any enemies. And nishkam karma is easy for one who has such sincere sentiments of devotion in him. See, when the body, mind, intellect is mine, the karma also becomes mine. But when these are not mine, then how can the karma be mine? You may say, what about the karma that happened before you become a devotee? The karma that emerged from ignorance, from egoism earlier, the karma sannyasi says, I will gladly accept the fruits of those karmas. Be it happiness or suffering, I have no complaints about it and accepting whatever you give me, O Lord. Now, what is a devotee? What is a bhakta? The one who has become choiceless is a devotee. A devotee has no choice. Whatever Paramatma gives, he accepts it without complaint. Good or bad, auspicious, inauspicious, favorable, unfavorable, he accepts everything in equanimity. That is a devotee. He has no choice. He is a choiceless. Accept whatever the God gives without complaint. Your external attire, that means putting a tilak here or dressing in a bhagwa vastra, that does not make you a devotee. Karma intended for the Lord and offered to the Lord is nishkam karma. The one who is thus freed from his I-ness, he is free from this I-ness, he will be the non-doer of actions and the actions will simply happen through him. This nishkam karma yoga can become simpler than karma sannyas. We have to delete this I from our mind and our thoughts. You see, you keep saying, I came to Guru, I came to his Vivechan, I am studying Gita, I am studying Vishnu Sahasranam, I am attending this discourse. The devotee says, see the difference in language of devotee and a normal person. The devotee says, oh God, my Lord, you brought me to the Guru. You brought me to this Vivechana. You admitted me in the Gita class of Gita Parivar. The devotee is always in the state of gratitude for the opportunities given to him by the Lord. He never says, I came, I did this, and such things. So he never says all such things. And the truth is that for a devotee who is completely absorbed in the devotion into the divine, there is uprising of inauspicious thought. Can it happen? It can never happen. When he is in total devotion, there is no uprising of any inauspicious thought or sentiment in his mind. And neither is there any possibility of any inauspicious action occurring through him. That means one who says that God made him to do some inauspicious thing, he simply is not a devotee. No devotee will ever say that God made me to do some inauspicious things. That means he is not a devotee. He has not become a devotee so far. He has still a distance to travel. Rather, if some inauspicious thing act were to happen through a devotee, he says it was his inauspicious sanskars of either the past life or this life, which broke his cord with the Paramatma, with the divine, and deluded his intellect, and that propelled this inauspicious action happening by him. So he doesn't blame the God that God made me to do this inauspicious thing. He says it is a result of my old bad sanskars. What can Paramatma do in this? I acted according to my sanskars and did this blunder. Karma sannyas is difficult in comparison to Nishkam karma. But even Nishkam karma is difficult for those who are egoistic. An egoistic person can at the most do Sakam karma, the karma wherein you expect return and reward. It is difficult to loosen the grip of the Sakam karma from our mind because that has become our style of doing karma for several years, since our birth, since our childhood. I will do this, but what will I get by doing this? This is the first thought that comes to our mind before we take up any karma in our hand. But the one who does manage to get freed from the clutches, he can enter the world of Nishkam karma with relative ease. That's why Nishkam karma yoga is said to be simpler as compared to karma sannyas yoga. Okay, we go to third shloka now. Niyasya nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Niya. Niya means something that should be known. Saha means pronoun in Sanskrit. He, nitya. Nitya is always. Sannyasi, the one who has renounced everything. Sannyasi. Ya. Ya means another pronoun in Sanskrit. Who, no, never. Dveshti. Dveshti is to hate, to abhor. No is never. Kankshati. Kankshati is to desire. Nirdvandvo, from the duality of thoughts. What is duality of thoughts? We have discussed it, but we'll discuss it again today. Mahabaho. Mahabaho is called for Arjuna, person with a strong arms. Sukham, happiness, happily. Bandhat, bandhat is bondage. And pramuchyate is completely freed, liberated. Pramuchyate. So the one who has neither any attachment nor any desire, neither any aversion or any hatred for anyone, such an Nishkam karma yogi should be known as perennial sannyasi. That means there is no difference between a sannyasi and karma yogi. A Nishkam karma yogi who has no attachment or no desire, he has no aversion or hatred for anyone, then such a Nishkam karma yogi should be known as a perennial nitya sannyasi. He is a perennial sannyasi. For such a person who is freed from all dualities, is easily liberated from bondage of this material world. Now, where do we stand? If there is attachment or aversion in your mind, it means your mind is gripped by the pair of opposites, duality. And thus you lead to the bondage. Then how can your life be joyous when your mind is filled with duality? How can your life be joyous? Someone tells you that so and so was speaking ill about you, and your knee-jerk reaction is anger, aversion, vengeance. This means you are stuck. Likewise, when someone tells you that so and so was praising you, your mind swells up with pride. Now this too will bind you. On the contrary, when you praise or criticize a karma sannyasi, it makes no difference to him at all, none whatsoever. He accepts all criticism unflinchingly and deflects all the appreciation, praise mounted on him, saying that it is to that person's credit that he is thinking so highly about me. It is not my credit. It goes to the credit of that person who is thinking so highly about me. Let us see another example. When Shri Ram was considering an attack on Sri Lanka, the question arose as to how the ocean would be crossed. Someone suggested a bridge be constructed, and the preparations began. However, Shri Ram said, in order to complete the work unhindered, let us perform puja and havan. For this, we require a Brahmin, a priest. So go and look for a Brahman, a priest. As we know, they came to know that there was no Brahmin in the nearby area who is accomplished and as knowledgeable as Ravana. So there was no other option, no devotee of Lord Shiva greater than Ravana. Then Shri Ram said, go and give him my message that I, Rama, in order to defeat King Ravana, wish to have a Shiva puja performed. Before the war begins, I invite Brahman Ravana to conduct the yajna and puja. See the irony. Shri Ramji is inviting Ravana to kill Ravana, but the both roles of Ravana are different. Now, see, the one who is to be defeated, the one who is to be killed, that person is the Brahmana, that King Ravana, and he himself is invited to conduct the ceremonies. That is why we call it Ram Leela. Accepting the invitation, Ravana dressed like a Brahmana, performed a yajna, puja, as per Shri Rama's instructions, and at the time of giving the prasadam, Ravana said to Shri Rama, all your wishes be fulfilled. Even at our home, when the puja, Brahmana comes for performing the puja, when he gives us prasad, he says the same way. So Ravana said to Shri Ram, all your wishes be fulfilled. Thus Shri Ram's life is called Ram Leela. In truth, no one is good and no one is bad. Shri Rama is playing a role and Ravana too is playing a role. The message to us is, those whom we consider as Ravana in our lives are not really all bad. In the same way, those who consider themselves as Shri Ram, they too are not really so. This is so deeply rooted in karma sannyasi that he can never be put in bondage again. He is liberated in this very lifetime. He does not have to wait for moksha liberation to happen after death. When he is living, he can get the moksha, the salvation. Okay, we go to fourth shloka now. Sankhya yoga pratagbalah pravadanti na panditaha ekamapyastita samyak ubhayor vindate phalam. Now here, Paramatma says that Sankhya yoga, that means the Sankhya yoga, Nishkam karma sannyas and Nishkam karma yoga, Prathak means different. Bala is means person who is having less understanding, less intellect. Bala buddhi, that Bala. Pravadanti is to say. No is not, never. Pandita is wise. learned person, ekam. Ekam is one. Api. Api means even then. Asthita. Asthita being situated. Samyak. Samyak very well, completely. Ubhayo. Ubhayo is both. Vindate. Vindate is to enjoy. So Paramatma says, only fools, Bala Buddhi, Bala, only fools regard the above mentioned Karma Sannyas Yoga and Nishkam Karma Yoga as distinct and leading to different consequences, different destinations. Sankhya Yoga Pratak Bala, Pravadantina Panditaha, Na Panditaha, Ekamapyasya Samyak Vayor Vindate Phalam. The Pandit wise people who is firmly established even in one. That means either in Karma Sannyas Yoga or Nishkam Karma Yoga, he attains the fruits of both by following that path. That means he attains his destination. In other words, he attains the Lord. Even if he trades on the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga or he trades on the path of Karma Sannyas, by following any of the two paths, he attains the same destination, that means attaining the Paramatma. Shri Krishna says that Karma Sannyasi and Nishkam Karma Yogi are in reality, in essence, not different. The devotee says that everything belongs to God, nothing is mine. This is what the devotee says. And the Jnani says that everything is me. There is no one other than me. Thus, essentially, both are saying the same thing. Here, me means Paramatma, not me means that person, but me means that Paramatma. The Jnani says that everything is Paramatma and there is no one other than Paramatma. While the devotee says everything belongs to the Paramatma. So, essentially, both are saying the same thing, no? The Jnani says, I am neither body nor senses, neither the mind nor the intellect. I am the detached witness. All pervasive Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. That is the thinking of a Jnani. So from Jnani's point of view, the very foundation of mind, intellect, the very foundation of this universe is the Supreme Chaitanya, Parabrahma, which is neither the doer nor the experiencer. Because it is way, way, way beyond the mind and intellect. The Bhakta, the devotee, he says everything and everyone belongs to the God, to the Paramatma, to the Lord. Thus, all that happens is God's divine play. Be it suffering or happiness, it is all just a game and we're enjoying the divine play by playing our given roles. This is what the devotee says. So neither Bhakta has any grievances, nor does any Jnani has any complaints. Thus, irrespective of the path, whether it is Karma Sannyas or Nishkam Karma Yoga, at the core, there is no difference in a Karma Sannyasi or a Nishkam Karma Yogi. But in our case, our mind and intellect gets polluted due to desires. Desires and desires. Desire is a never-ending list. The mind is an endless series of desires. Little desires, making thousands of them. I want this dress, for that, I want that car, I want that food item, I want that price, I want this place. When all put together, they mount to a large sum of desires, draining our vital capacity to meditate and love the God. Because our mind space is all occupied in fulfillment of our desires, our kamanas. As I always say, kamana is like that box of tissues on our dining table. You pull out one tissue, another will come, pull second, third will come, in never ending. So can we make a small beginning? Banks in small villages still advertise saying that it all adds up. A few pennies here and a few pennies there, it all adds up. This is what the banks advertise in small villages even now. The bank employee, he goes door to door and collects small amounts to encourage poor villagers to get into the habit of saving and depositing in their accounts. In meditation, it is the same. When the Lord comes, we can say like poor villager, we are not great mystic, we are not yogis, but a few times today, we have tried to be patient. A few times today, we have resisted some little craving for personal satisfaction, sense gratification. Sometimes, yes, we have done it. And the Lord will say, no problem. Give me that tiny sum of few coins you have saved today. Whatever tiny good sattvic karma you have done today, you have avoided sense gratification, give it to me today. I will put all that in your deposit. This is how we are going to lead the spiritual life in for a long term. It is mostly in coins, small karmas. But in these innumerable little acts of selflessness lies the spiritual growth. So never consider that I am a good for nobody person. I do only little thing here and there. That little things, it will mount to a huge thing which will lead you on the path of spiritual growth, which covers over a period of long time, can transform every one of us into a loving and spiritual person. So beginning is always in a small way, but that small way will lead you to a large highway of spiritual growth, spiritual path. When we meditate on an inspirational passage, repeating it every day in the depths of our consciousness, we will find that it releases our inner resources of spiritual wisdom. For example, when we meditate on the prayer, saying that it is in giving that we receive. आप देंगे तो आपको मिलेगा. If you firmly believe in this prayer, it is in the giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we get pardoned. We will find that in our daily relationship, we are not getting angry anymore. If you keep meditating on these two thoughts, you will find that after a few days, we are not getting angry anymore, that we are beginning to forgive and forget. That has become our nature. We don't keep anything in mind. Forgive and forget. That becomes our nature. This transformation of character, conduct, and consciousness starts coming to us naturally from the power of meditation. Okay, let's go to next shloka now, shlok 5th. Yat sankhe prapyate sthanam tadyogairipi gamyate ekam sankhencha yogencha yah pashyati sa pashyati. Paramatma says, Yat Sankhe, by Sankhya Yogi, Prapyate is achieved. Sthanam is the place, the destination. Tat, that, Yogi, by that Nishkam Karma Yogi, Api is also Gamyate, one can attain. Ekam is one. Sankhyam, that Karma Sannyas Yog, Sankhya Yog, Yogam, Nishkam Karma Yog, Yah, one who Pashyati is to see. Yah sa pashyati. Sa means see, pashyati means sees. What does it all mean? Yat sankhe prapate sthanam tadyogairipi gammate ekam sankhenji yogancha yah pashyati sa pashyati. That supreme place, that supreme state of being, which is attained by jnanis, karma sannyasis, is the same which is also attained by the nishkam karma yogis. Yat sankhe prapate sthanam tadyogairipi gammate ekam sankhenji yogancha. Thus, one who sees this oneness in the fruit of Jnana Yoga and Nishkam Karma Yoga, he alone sees the reality as it really is. Yah pashyati sa pashyati. Jisne ye dekha, usne sahi dekha. One who sees that Nishkam Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyas Yoga both lead to the same destination, one who understands this, he has understood everything. So here, the supreme place does not refer to any place like Swarga or heaven. Rather, it refers to the state of nirvikalpa samadhi within yourself. That state of being which cannot be even remotely be touched by the mind or its samskars. That nirvikalpa samadhi which is devoid of any desires, kamanas. When you attain that stage, you have understood the reality of life. And this state is attained not after death, but in this very lifetime, whether you follow the principles of either Nishkam Karma Yoga or the Karma Sannyas Yoga. All good karmas, the doers of all good karmas, they believe that they will surely go to the heaven after the death. All Sattvic Karma people, they believe that I have done something good, so definitely I will attain Swarga. And those doing evil karmas will surely go to the hell. This is also the Sattvic people say that If you do bad thing, you will go to the hell. I'm doing good thing, I will go to the Swarga, heaven. Every religious scripture has the graphic description of heaven and hell. We have seen in the old editions of Kalyan magazine what is Swarga and what is Narka. And they paint such drastic and draconian picture of hell that one who reads that hair-raising description of the Narak, the hell, at least for some time, he keeps away from any papa karma. So it is the effect of reading those articles of hell when he sees people are getting fried in hot oil and all sorts of things. You may be remembering all those Kalyan magazine description of Nark, Papa, Nark Loka, the hell. But such is the attraction of this phenomena, this phenomenal world, the material world, that fear of the hell gets washed out over a period of time. And we go back to the same of committing papa karma. Despite knowing all ethics, all ethical practices, people again fall back into leading unethical life. That is the attraction of material world. Thus, if you ask any criminal, any murderer, that why the prospect of going to hell does not deter you from carrying out such papa karma. Why do you do papa? You know you will go to hell. He will retort back to you and saying that, how do you know there is a hell? Have you seen? This is all imaginary, created by the priest. There is no hell. People try to balance their unmeritorious act by performing some meritorious act. Use some papa karma to counter it, you will do some punya karma. And they think that everything is balanced now, I'm okay. They think that this will balance the balance sheet of their karmas. And this is why it is often seen that more corrupt one is, the more money he gives away in the charity. He will build temple, he will help with donations and all that. The more papa karma he does, the more donations he will make. The more deceitful the unscrupulous one is, the more he worships demigods and more pilgrimages, yatras he does. That means they want to deceive the God too. Those people, they live a dual life. On one hand, they keep on committing unethical evil acts, and on the other hand, they do a few righteous things, thinking that this will nullify their negative karmas. We see a huge gathering each time in Kumbh Mela, and everyone wants to take a dip in the holy Ganga to wash their sins. Many people, they never miss any Kumbh Mela. Seeing this, once a sage remarked teasingly, "Oh, so you have already managed to accrue a bundle of sins since the last Kumbh Mela? You keep coming every Kumbh Mela, take a dip in Ganga, saying that now your sins are washed out. That means after every Kumbh Mela, you go back and commit sinful act again and come back again in the next Kumbh Mela to take a dip to wash up your sins. That means during the interim period, you managed to accrue a lot of sinful acts." We think we will get protection from the consequences of unmeritorious act and therefore keep purchasing religious insurance by donating money to charity. We think that we are buying insurance by donating money for charity, by going on pilgrimage, or by doing some mantra chanting. Sant Kabir once openly put a question to someone. You have made money by exploiting the needy, the poor, and then you build a temple using that same blood-tainted money. Should I regard this as meritorious act or unmeritorious act? So this one has to do soul searching, thinking that if I have done some good work, is it to counter my bad work? Food for thought. Okay, let's go to 6th sloka now. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkhama aptuma yogataha yoga yukto manirbrahma nachirena gacchati. We'll not go to the word meaning. Time is short, so we'll go through the meaning of this shloka. Paramatma says, however, Lord says, without Nishkam Karma Yoga, it is difficult to attain renunciation, sannyas. Renunciation of doership, that means from all actions happening through the body. the senses, the mind. The Nishkam Karma Yogi, though, is continually absorbed in remembrance of the Supreme Divinity, and thus he attains the Parabrahma swiftly. Now, what does it all mean? Sanyasastu Mahabaho Dukhamaptam Yogataha Yoga Yukta Munir Brahma Nachirenadi Gacchati. They say it is as difficult for a person to perform actions without any motivation, without any desire, as it is for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. Can the camel pass through the eye of a needle? No. So can a person perform karma without any desire? Generally, no. So human beings are so selfish that the remembrance of God is also done with the selfish motive of attaining Swarga or some bliss from Paramatma. Why do you remember God? Why do you remember God? Because you seek bliss. Why do you meditate? Because you want to attain Samadhi. None of the actions is prompted without an underlying desire. Shri Krishna is explaining the real meaning of sannyas. Paramatma says, and this sannyas attainable even to householders. The sannyas which Paramatma is explaining, Lord Krishna is explaining, is attainable to even to the householders. Everyone cannot renounce their homes, their families, and it is not necessary either to relinquish the family and the place where you are living. One can become a sannyasi by renouncing the sense of doership. Live in the same place where you are living with your family, friends, society, everything. Leave the sense of doership. You are taken a sannyas. No need to leave your place and stay in a cave or in a temple in Haridwar or some Rishikesh. By renouncing the identity linked with the body, senses, mind, and intellect, and becoming merely a witness of all actions occurring through the body and activities of mind and intellect, you can become a sannyasi when you remove the doership thought from your mind. How to do it? How does karma sannyasi does it? It is natural for eyes to see colors, isn't it? Natural. Eyes are meant for seeing, so it is natural for eyes to see the colors and forms. Suppose you see a pink towel lying on in front of you. A pink colored towel is lying in front of you. It is natural for your eyes to see that yes, a pink colored towel is lying in front of me. However, the seeing happens only for a very brief moment. You just glance and you see that towel lying there. The mind then takes over immediately from the eyes for making its commentary. Mind has a habit of making commentary on everything that the eyes see or the ears hear. The mind will start making commentary. I like this towel, or I don't like this towel. Some commentary. I need to buy one such towel for myself, or I forgot to bring my towel. It is my wife's fault. I forgot the towel. These days, she never cares about me. Would have married somebody else? The mind is crazy. It can go to anything. I got so many offers from so many girls. I picked up, I chose this girl. Maybe I could have chosen another girl, and so on and so forth. So all these thoughts keep coming on your coming to your mind, and more than mind taking over, you become the mind. You become the mind, and you start the commentary. Now this is unnatural. You should disassociate yourself from mind. Mind may think anything, but you disassociate yourself from the mind. I'm not the person who is thinking this. The mind may think anything that comes. I want to disassociate myself from the thoughts coming to my mind. I'm disassociating myself from the actions that are happening through my body. I'm disassociating myself from the thoughts that are coming to my intellect. So I'm disassociating myself from my body, mind, intellect. That is what the karma sannyasi does. In karma sannyas, on the eyes, a normal person does like this. Eyes will see and immediately the mind will start making commentary. This is in case of people like us who are normal human beings. But in case of karma sannyasi, what happens is, take the same example. He sees the same pink towel. His eyes are also for seeing the color and form like ours. You are aware of the process of senses and sense objects instilled in us by the Prakriti. Eyes are meant for seeing all that we have discussed. But When karma sannyasi sees a pink or green or whatever towel lying there is no commentary associated with it in his mind. Eyes have seen, full stop. Mind doesn't make any commentary. I like this, I don't like this, my wife like that. No blah blah thoughts. So no labeling of good or bad by the mind, no likes or dislikes, or no formation of chain of thoughts in the mind. Once you disassociate yourself from mind, then all this can happen. Eyes are doing their work of seeing, let them see. Mind is not involved in that. So mind should not start making commentary. And that is what the karma sannyasi does. In our case, becoming one with the mind and then either becoming happy or unhappy, elated or depressed, all this happening is unnatural. It is not expected by Lord that you see something and you become happy or unhappy. The eyes are doing the job of seeing why the mind gets happy or unhappy. Karma sannyas is a detached witness of the body, mind, and intellect. Do this small experiment today, if you can do. Whatever your eyes see the seeing of eyes. See the seeing of eyes, what your eyes are seeing. Be aware that the eyes are seeing and you are distancing yourself from the eyes. It is not you who sees, rather it is the eyes that they are seeing. Likewise, become a witness and know that I am not the listener, I am not the tester, I am not the perceiver. It is the ears that hear, it is the tongue that tests, or the skin that perceives. Training your eye into doing all this is karma sannyas yoga. Training your eye to disassociate it from your mind, intellect, everything is karma sannyas yoga, and indeed extremely difficult to attain and master. Obviously, not easy. It is easy to say disassociate, but it needs tremendous amount of practice to disassociate yourself from your mind, body, intellect. Body, yes, you can do sometimes, but to disassociate yourself from your mind is very difficult. Hence, Shri Krishna says that in comparison, Nishkam Karma Yoga is easier. Thus, with every action happening through the body, mind, or intellect, have the sentiment that I am nothing, nothing is mine. It is your alone, Lord, everything belongs to you. The Jnana Yoga, that means Sankhya Yoga, you have developed awareness. See, awareness is needed even in Nishkam Karma Yoga. But that awareness level is not that deep and difficult to experience, which is required in a Karma Sannyas or a Jnana Yoga. So this is why Paramatma says that Nishkam Karma Yoga is easier to follow as compared to Karma Sannyas or Jnana Yoga. 7th Sloka. Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriyaha Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma Kurvan Napina Lipyate. Now Paramatma says the one who is in control of his body, who has subdued, subjugated, restrained, controlled his senses. Jitendriya, whose antakarana is pure, who realizes his self as supreme self and seeing this self in all beings. Momai Varshuji Goloke Paramatma says, though this person also sees every fragment, every living entity as a fragment of Paramatma. Such a Nishkam Karma Yogi, despite performing actions, is not bounded by them. This is what this shloka says. Now, subdued, subjugated senses and controlled body. This is the basic prerequisite condition for bringing the spiritual evolution in you. You should be able to control, restrain your senses and your body. Now, let us face some tough questions. Are you a master or enslaved to your body? Do you control your senses or your senses control you? We can find it right now. Right now. Straighten your spine and sit in Vajrasana or Padmasana or even Sukhasana, whatever. And once you are settled for next 10 minutes, don't allow your body to make any movements. You will see that most of us are unable to do this. Either the shoulder or the neck or the limbs get stretched out, become numb and you want to make movements to make them relaxed. Body and mind start quick communication on what is getting numb. That means you cannot control your body even for a few minutes. And Sri Krishna says that one who is in control of his body and senses, he alone can successfully perform Nishkam Karma Yoga. And now we know where we stand against this barometer of requirement from Krishna. Are we in control of our body? Who dictates to eat? Who tells us to eat? Is it your tongue, your stomach, or your mind? Who dictates you to eat? The fact is that you eat when your mind tells you to eat. So once the clock strikes, say 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., your mind tells you that it is time to eat, irrespective of whether you are hungry or not. You see the clock, oh, 1 o'clock, I should have my lunch. You eat not for the body, but you eat for the mind. That is why we have a practice of observing total fast for 1 day. Does the mind protest? Do the senses rebel? Will your patience remain the steadfast? Or you will surrender to the demands of your body and senses and mind? See, this is the basis of observing the fast and not accrue any merits from performing the fast. You command your body, senses, mind that yes, for 1 day in a week, they will not get any food. I have control over my body, senses, mind. I have decided my body will not get food for 1 week, 1 day in a week. Disciplined body, subjugated senses, and the third condition Paramatma says is purified antakaran. What is antakaran? The unit of mind, intellect, subconscious, and aham. Aham means I, not the pride, ego, but aham means I. This is called antakaran. Mind, intellect, subconscious, and aham. This constitute our antakaran. See, it is relatively easy to regard yourself as being separate from the body and even from senses by good practice. But it is very difficult, as I said, to seeing yourself as anything other than mind and intellect. That is why one needs to have pure antakaran. So what is pure antakaran? No anger, no attachment, no aversion, no pride, no egoism. This is purified antakaran. And there are ways to attain this purity in the antakaran. First of all, be conscious, be aware that I am nothing. Every time your ego raises its head, assertively use the sword of knowledge and chop off the head of that thought immediately. Turn down the praise politely. Don't accept the praise, turn down the praise politely. Shri Krishna says, the words of wisdom are meant for leading a balanced life. Shri Krishna's words of wisdom, what he has said in all these shlokas, they are meant for leading a balanced life. And they are intended for every human being. It is not that Gita is relevant only to Hindus alone. It is for the entire human race, for the all human beings. It is meant for all people. Ultimately, every human being, irrespective of his religion and faith, has mind. Yes. Hindus, Muslims, Sikh, Isai, everybody has mind. Yes. Everybody has body. Yes. Everybody has senses. Yes. Everybody has intellect. Yes. So Gita is teaching you to create harmony between them. Where is the question of any religion in this? Everyone has this. People from all races have this, no? So Gita is not meant only for Hindus. It is for the entire humanity. Let us go to Shlok 8 and 9 together. They are interconnected. Pralapan visruj naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tatvavit pashyain shrunvan sprushain jigran nashnan gachan swapain shwasan pralapan visrujan grunnan nanmishan nimishan napi indriyani indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan. Now in these two shlokas, Paramahansa has explained that whatever small things body does, it does it without your permission, without your wanting, without your knowledge also sometimes. The Jnani, the knower of truth, does nothing in spite of doing everything. That means seeing, hearing, smelling, eating, moving, sleeping, breathing, speaking, disposing the body waste, holding or grasping, opening and closing of eyelids. This is because the Jnani knows that it is the senses which engage in all these activities, and that he is not the senses, that he is separate from the senses. Thus, he does not do anything despite seemingly to be doing everything. You may think I am doing everything, but the senses are doing on their own accord. You are not doing it. If you are doing it, can you hold your breath for more than 2 minutes? Third minute, probably will not be remaining to take next breath at all. So we have no control. Opening and closing of eyelids, can we control it? It happens on its own accord. These actions of body, senses happen on their own accord. We are not the doer. The Jnani knows that the senses are doing their own job, and that he is only a witness. The eyes see, the ears hear, the tongue tastes, and so on and so forth. What have I done in all this? Nothing. What do you have to do for opening and closing of eyelids? Nothing. When you wake up in the morning, the eyes open on their own accord. Here you wake up and you are there, your eyes open. You don't have to do anything for opening your eyes. They open on their own accord, isn't it? The eyelids blink on their own accord. Do you have any control over it? Do you blink or blinking occur autonomously? It happens on its own accord, no? Do you know how many times your eyes have blinked since this morning? You have no count of that. Who says the body is yours? The body does not belong to you. You have been bestowed upon this body, which is but a tool that carries you forward towards on the path of your journey. Now, which journey to take is up to you. Whether you take a path of spiritual journey or whether you take a path of self-destruction, it is up to you. But the body is given to you to travel on this path of. Take a journey. If someone asks to inhale and hold your breath inside, how long will you be able to do so? You can try it now. Hold your breath. You can realize that within a few seconds or hardly a minute, breath comes out from your nose, because you cannot retain breath in your lungs any longer. It is another matter that with some practice of pranayam, this period can be extended, can be increased. This stopping, holding a breath is known as kumbhak, as we know from pranayama. But in short, all these activities, pralapan, visunan, grundan, nanvishan, nemishan, and all that, what we discussed in these two slokas, we have no control over this. And in pranayam, we count in the proportion of 1-4-2. 1 count when you inhale, 4 is the kumbhak when you hold the breath, and 2 when you exhale. Inhalation, kumbhak, and exhalation. Okay, now coming back to the shloka, the Jnani who has experienced the higher truth, he knows that despite that, he is separate from the senses. The senses engage in their respective activities, be it seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving, all sorts of things what we have read. Thus, when all this is happening through the senses, why do you link I to all these activities? I eat, I smell, I breathe. Where does I come? When all this is happening by the senses and the body, why do you bring this I in between? So the first thing is to separate this I from the body and the senses, and then let the senses carry on with their task, their function, their activities, and you simply witness all their activities as a third person. You don't have to do anything. Why do you live under a burden of the doer of what you are not doing? When you are not doing, why do you say I am doing it and take the burden of doing it? The Lord says that know this veritable truth, that I am not the doer of anything. Things are happening and I am just a witness. I am neither the body, nor the senses, nor the intellect. I am eternal, supreme Brahma. My Jivatma is a fragment of Brahma, Parabrahma, and I am that. I am not body, I am not mind, I am not senses. In effect, Lord Krishna is thus describing the path of karma sannyasi, wherein you retract the sense of I-ness from the body, senses, mind, and intellect. And once you do this, then you are the non-doer, the detached witness of all that is happening through your body, senses, mind, and intellect. Thus, eradicate the ignorance which has deluded your mind that I am the doer. Remove it from your mind, Paramatma says. Okay, we go to 10th sloka quickly. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyatena sa papena padma patramivambhasa. Now, one example is given here. Paramatma says, he who performs actions without attachment, offering them to Parabrahma, is not tainted by the sin, just as the lotus leaf remains untouched by the drops of water on it. You pour a lot of water on a lotus leaf, nothing gets clinging to it. Everything goes off. So doing nothing despite doing everything. This is the wonderful meaning of this shloka, that one who performs actions without attachment, offering them to the Parabrahma, is not tainted by sin. He does everything, but he doesn't get tainted. That means nothing, doing nothing, despite doing everything. This shloka further explains the Nishkam Karma Yoga, offering all actions into divine and carrying out all actions with the sentiments that this body, this mind, this intellect belongs to the Lord and not to me. And thus, he remains unaffected by the actions, just as the lotus flower that remains untouched by the water lying on its petals. There seems to be a space between the drop and the petal. So likewise, this person, he does everything without attachment, offers everything to Parabrahma, and then he doesn't get bonded, entangled because of his karma, like the lotus leaf. The water doesn't get cling to the lotus leaf. Thus, the Nishkam Karma Yogi surrenders himself and all his actions to the Lord. And furthermore, he relinquishes all attachments. So no need to leave your family and renounce this world. Just leave their attachment. Krishna was, as I said, the greatest example of leaving the attachment. He lived in all the places, but he never had any attachment. When he left Vrindavan, he never went back to meet even his foster mother and father, Yashoda and Nanda. He did not even go back to meet Radha. He did not go back to meet his Gopikas and his shepherd friends. Once he gives up, gives up. When he is there, full attachment. But attachment only outward. Internally, no attachment. This is the lesson from Krishna's life, which we all need to learn. But we do exactly the opposite. We leave the homes when we want to take sannyas, for example. People who they leave their homes, their families, but attachment does not leave them. Moreover, this attachment can get awakened at any moment, and then when it does, the moment the attachment gets awakened in that so-called sannyasi, the so-called seeker, he runs back to those very people he had earlier renounced. Oh, मुझे बहुत याद आ रहा है घर का, मैं जा रहा हूँ घर पे अभी. So incredibly amazing are the ways of our mind, isn't it? Sometimes you feel running away from the family, and the attachment pull you back again there. Okay, we go to next shloka now, 11. कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवलैरिन्द्रियैरपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति संगं त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये. Wonderful shloka this is. The Nishkam Karma Yogi, having relinquished the attachment, he performs actions through his body, senses, mind, intellect. Yes, like normal human beings. But these actions are done by him, not for any sense gratification or not for getting any return reward. These are done only for purification of Antakaran, Atma Shuddhaye. Atma Shuddhaye. So the Nishkam Karma Yogi severs all the ropes of attachment to his body, senses, mind, and intellect. And thus, by performing actions without any desire for the return reward fruits, he keeps on purifying his Antakaran. And this is what Seva entails. This is the real meaning of service, Seva. Thus, don't be under the misunderstanding that by offering Seva to your Guru, you are doing any favors to your Guru. Does the Guru need your services, your Seva? And if a Guru were to dependent on others to serve him, then in effect, they would become his guru, because guru is depending on them. So they would become his guru. Even even if you are sweeping the floor, if it is done without expecting any appreciation from others, then this very act will aid the purification of your mind. You are entering the building, you are helping an old man who is not able to open the door of the lift. To open the door, he gets in, you ask him which floor you are going, he says 6th floor, you press the button. But with the moment you expect any smile back from him or any thanks from him, you are spoiling the chance that Paramatma has given to you for performing a Nishkam Karma Yoga. You do your work and forget about it. Don't expect anything in return, and you have become a Nishkam Karma Yogi, at least for that moment. The moment you expect anything return from him, you have become a Sakam Karmi. So day in and day out, Paramatma gives us opportunities in abundance to perform Nishkam Karma Yoga. We are the fools who do not understand that Paramatma has given us this opportunity, and we keep expecting from every small bit of work that we do, and we spoil our chance of performing a Nishkam Karma Yoga. We become a normal human being who is performing a Sakam Karma. So Krishna and Arjuna, both were householders, isn't it? The difference is that Arjuna is trapped in bondage of attachment. But Krishna, on the other hand, he lives in sheer freedom and leads his entire life joyously, regarding it as a Leela. Yes, whatever comes, whatever it happens, it is a Leela. And through Gita, Shri Krishna is trying to eliminate this difference between him and Arjuna. Arjuna, look at me. Look at me. Try to live like me. And like Arjuna is telling us also, look at me. Try to live like me. No attachment. He's trying to make Arjuna understand, and all of us in the process, and thus say that perform your actions through body, through mind, through senses, perform their activities, but at all times be free from attachment and harbor no desire for the fruits of your action. We go to the next sloka, 12th. Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shantima apnoti neshtikim ayukta kama karena phale sakto nibadhyate. Now here Paramatma says that Nishkam Karma Yogi, having offered all the fruits of actions, that means all karma phalas, to the Parabrahma, to the Lord, he attains supreme peace. Shanti mapnoti naishtikim. While the Sakam karma doing person, the Sakami person, on the other hand, who is attached to the fruits of actions, who is attached to the karma phala, is bound to the fruits of actions. That is why Nishkam Karma Yogi is superior than the Sakam Karma Yogi, obviously. So the Lord says, perform your actions correctly and with accuracy and with excellence. If you cook, cook skillfully. If you serve the food, serve it affectionately. Run the household perfectly well. Whatsoever you do it to the best of your ability with love and focus. Don't live unaesthetically. It is your duty to keep your body clean, healthy, and robust. Keep your homes clean and fresh every day. And not only on some Diwali or Dashara day, every day. Smile every day. Don't reserve your smiles only for some special occasions or for some special people. Smile every day. Apply the principles of Nishkam Karma Yoga in your day-to-day life. As we discussed, Paramatma gives enough opportunities every day to perform Nishkam Karma Yoga. This will ensure that your life is full of spring of joy when you become a Nishkam Karma Yogi. Why keep expecting praise from anybody? See, if you perform your actions honestly, then the fact is that people will start loving you, isn't it? Even if they don't want, even then they will start loving you. Your aura will become irresistibly attractive to others, that they will get magnetically attracted towards you, and they will behave very courteously with you. They will show enough courtesy for you. Now, some people may still talk of you, talk ill about you. You can't control everybody. So some people may still talk ill about you, but how does it matter? Because you have already relinquished the desire for the fruits of your action. You already relinquished that. So how does it matter if somebody talks ill about you? See, Nishkam Karma Yoga is a powerful weapon you could ever have. Just keep it always with you. This will be a great way to live your life in celebration. Every karma that you do becomes a celebration of life when you perform it in the style of a Nishkam Karma Yogi. Perform actions, but offer the fruits to the Lord. Have the attitude that nothing is mine. I happily accept whatever the Lord gives, irrespective of whether it is man, sanman, or it is apaman, praise or criticism. Whatever Paramatma gives, it is all acceptable to me. It is all okay for me. Okay, let's go to 30, slok number 30 now. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya aste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. A wonderful concept of navadvare pure dehi. Paramatma says the one who is in control of his antakaran, such as Sankhya Yogi, Jnana Yogi, mentally renounces the doership of all actions and thus happily resides in this city with 9 doors, physical body. Which are the 9 doors? 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 ear, 7, and 2 holes for the 2 gates for the disposal of body waste. So this becomes a city of 9 doors. Our body has been given the name of Navadvarpur, a city of 9 gates. Like Bhagalpur, Jabalpur, Raipur, our body is Navadvarpur. So, in short, we are living in a body. We are not body. If you are working in Mumbai, do you say I am Mumbai? If you are working in Delhi, do you say I am Delhi? Then why you say I am body? You are living in body. You are not body. You are living in Delhi. You are living in Mumbai. You are not Mumbai. You are not Delhi. But this principle, why you don't follow when you talk about your body? That I am not body. I am living in this body. So that I, who is the Jivatma, the soul, that is me, not body. See, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin are the 5 senses organs of perception, what we call Jnanendriya. Whereas the tongue, that means speech, hands, legs, urethra, and anus, these are the 5, these are called Karmendriya, that means motor organs in English. The Lord says, be in control of your antakaran, which resides in this physical body, which has 9 gates. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, and 2 for the disposal of body waste. This city is given to you for living temporarily. Like you do a job, I say you do a job in Mumbai, do you say I live in you say I live in Mumbai, I am not Mumbai. So likewise, you are living in the body. This place of living will change. Your body may change. And you will get a different place to live at an appropriate time. Like you change the Mumbai job and go to some other place like Delhi or Calcutta, this body will also change. And you will occupy another body, you will shift to another place. The ego, the mind, the intellect and subconscious together comprises antakarna. That we have seen already. Here, ego does not mean you are what you take normally the pride ego. Rather, it is the aham, I. Lord says, be in the control of your body and keep your antakaran pure. Then carry on doing actions and getting others to perform their actions. But while doing so, remain a detached witness. See, the Lord is not advocating idleness, that don't do anything. No, Gita never says this. You have to work and get the work done from others also. But work should not seem like a tedious job. It should be joyous activity. Gita teaches you to be very happy all the time while performing your karmas. Let the senses do their activities. Eyes see, ears listen, nose smells. But during all this, remove the sense of doership. I don't see, I don't hear, I don't smell. These are the activities of senses of the body. Thus, with this attitude, all actions will occur, but without the sense of doership. And that is what is the skill of a Nishkam Karma Yogi is. I think we should stop here. Now the forum is open for all of you to put up your questions. Thank you so very much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Vaidya, for adorning this August gathering with your words of wisdom. It was a very, very clear explanation of all these 13 shlokas, which we really enjoyed. And it was an enlightening session. So now let us move forward to the interactive session, and our respected Vikas Ji Bhaiya will answer all our queries. Request you all to come forward with your doubts. Please use the hand symbol so that you can be unmuted, and please switch on your videos also. So let us just move forward for the question and answer session. I think Bharti Sharma Didi is ready.
Jai Shri Krishna Vikas Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna.
My question is I want to know about Sankhya Yoga. What is the meaning of Sankhya Yoga?
Oh, Sankhya Yoga is in second adhyay. When you go to L4, you will learn that Sankhya Yoga. But Sankhya Yoga is your intellect filled with wisdom. That is Sankhya. A Sankhya Yogi, he does not like to do karma because he believes firmly that every karma is putting a bondage on me. Even if I do Sattvic karma will also put a bondage on me. So forget about karma. I want to concentrate only on my soul. The only objective of my human life is to know my pure self, my Atma, my Jivatma, my soul, and to make his meeting with Paramatma, of which he is a fragment. So he focuses totally only on soul and Paramatma. He hates karma because even if you do Sattvic karma, like you help your friend in need, you help him financially when he is in need. He returns or he does not return. But you are bounded now. Till he returns your money, you are bounded because you are expecting something from him. So every karma that we do, the job of Nishkam Karma Yogi is to walk through the mud of karma without getting karma clinging to your body. A Sankhya Yogi is similarly, he doesn't want to do karma because he firmly believes that every karma is entanglement and every entanglement will put me back in the cycle of birth and death. My balance sheet at the end of life should be clean. No karma binding on me. So he believes that the path of Sankhya Yoga is a better one. I can walk through this and I can get through this life without any bondage. So Sankhya Yogi, he focuses only on soul and Paramatma.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Shruti Didi, kindly unmute yourself. Please switch on your video also.
Okay.
Yes.
Jai Shri Krishna. I wanted to ask what is the difference between Nishkama Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa Yoga?
That is what we discussed at length in so many shlokas.
Okay.
Nishkam Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Both basically, they teach you, let us take Nishkam Karma Yoga. You perform the karma without expecting any return or
Without
reward. Okay.
Hmm.
So you say that I am not the doer. My body, my intellect, my mind, my senses, everything belongs to Paramatma. So I am not the doer. So you relinquish the doership as well as you relinquish the expectation of return and reward. So this is Nishkam Karma Yoga.
No expectation.
Yeah, no
Expectation and desire. Okay.
Yes. While a Karma Sannyasi, he firmly believes that walking on this path of Karma Sannyas, that means whatever I do is for Paramatma only.
Okay.
Again, he believes that I am not a doer. So both ways, as we learned in this adhyay, both Karma Sannyas and Nishkam Karma Yogi both lead to the same destination of attaining Paramatma.
Okay.
So principally, there is not much of difference between the two. It is only the way of working that we differentiate between a Sankhya Yogi and a Nishkam Karma Yogi. But principally, both of them attain the same destination. Like we learned in this shloka of this adhyay, Ubhayo Sankhyo Pradak Bala Pravadantena Panditaha Ekamapyasya Samyak Ubhayorvindate Phalam. Both of them enjoy the same destination, Sankhya Yogi and Nishkam Karma Yogi.
Another one I have to ask. You told eyes open and closes.
Yeah.
Even the breath is inhale and exhale is not done by us. But you're telling that that is done by God. You told
No, I'm not
eyes.
saying it is done by God. I am saying that it is done by the senses without our doing anything. We are not the doer.
Means
Are we the doer of opening and closing of our eyelashes?
No.
Are you the doer
Okay.
of breathing or living the breath?
By unconsciously we are
Ah,
doing
they are happening on their own accord.
on there.
So when we believe that these actions are happening on their own accord, then why do you believe that other actions I am taking? So this I is to be removed.
Oh, you're giving example.
Ah,
Okay.
so I should be removed. If I am breathing, then okay, if you are doing the breathing, hold your breath for 5 minutes. If you are doing breathing, hold it for 5 minutes. Can we do it?
Oh, no.
Cannot do it. Because the senses will give up. So senses are happening, acting on their own accord. And this fact we should accept. If we accept this fact, then only we can try to become a Nishkam Karma Yogi. I am not
giving an
doer.
example. Okay. I
Yeah,
came
it's
to
an
example of Nishkama.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone with okay, Shruti Prasanna Didi finished? Is there anyone who wants to ask questions? I don't find any hand raises. Bhaiya, can I ask you a small question?
Yes, please.
So you said the Navadware Pure Dehi. So all the night, we know that we are not a we are body. We are living only in the body. It is like you said it's like our house. We live in a house, but we are not the house itself. The same way, we are, suppose we are in Mumbai. We are not Mumbai. We are somebody in Mumbai. So is it possible for a human being who feels that the house itself, he feels that his house is like something a part of himself. He has got so much attachment with that physical thing called house. Then how is it possible to feel that this body is not ours, and how to be selfless? Actually, it is we are supposed to be selfless, thinking that this body is just a place where we are living. So we need not give much importance to that. So how do we detach ourselves from that? Is it easy for a human being to do that? Because every object which he goes through, which he is related with, he almost treats it like as part of himself.
Yeah. You see, to detach ourselves from body is not so very easy.
Yeah, that's
In 12th Adhyay, Arjuna has asked this question. Evam satade yuktaye bhaktavastavam paripasate ye kyapyaksharam ektan teshanki yoga vittamaha. Your manifested form should be worshipped or unmanifested form. So Paramatma says, Maya Veshamano Yema Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Pariyopeta Steme Yuktata Mahamataha. To worship my manifested form is easier. Because we are all embodied people. Embodied human beings, they cannot imagine something which is unmanifested.
Correct.
But if you want to attain performing, worshipping the unmanifested form of Paramatma, the main obstacle comes is the body. I am the body. If I am the body, then I am worshipping the embodied Paramatma, which is a manifested form of Paramatma. Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, Shri Shankar, Shri Ganesh, all that we worship, because they are also embodied, we are also embodied. So matching, fine. If you want to worship unmanifested form of Paramatma, which is Nirakar, then we also should become Nirakar. Then only the matching will take place.
Yes.
I am Nirakar, Paramatma is also Nirakar. Then matching, yes, then we can meet. Now to come out of this body, Paramatma has specifically devoted one complete Adhyay, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, 13th Adhyay Bhagavad-Gītā, which teaches us that this body is comprising of 24 elements. And how to come up those 24 elements? There are 20 techniques taught in 13th Adhyay, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, how to detach yourself from body. So when we discuss about 13th Adhyay, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga,
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. So somebody is talking. So we have to. It should become a practice.
Practice, yes. And how to do it? There are 20 techniques taught by Paramatma in 13th Adhyay. It will take a lot of time to discuss all those. But 13th Adhyay is one which teaches us how to get detached from this body. Kshetra Kshetra Vibhaga Yoga.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I think Rajendra Bhaiya wants to ask a question.
Okay.
Please unmute yourself, Bhaiya.
How we practicing the Nishkam Karma Yoga?
See, we discussed with some example. You get up in the morning, okay, and then
Yeah.
you open the door, the newspaper vendor comes, he throws a newspaper at your door and he goes off. Someday he doesn't come. You get angry at him that I expect newspaper to come at my door at 6 o'clock every day and today it has not come. You get angry with him. Next day when he comes and when he says that my child was sick, I had to take him to hospital and that's why I got late. Then you pardon him. But in the interim period of 24 hours, you are always having a grudge against that person. So whatever karma you are doing, or if you are helping somebody in need, if you are expecting some return reward from that help, then you are not a Nishkam Karma Yogi. To help somebody without expecting anything return or reward is Nishkam Karma. Kama is what? Kamana. Kamana is your wish, your desire, your lust. When you give up that, then it becomes Nishkam. So you help somebody and forget about it. Somebody doesn't help you, you don't get angry with him, but you forgive him. So this becomes Nishkam. Whatever you do or whatever others do to you, you don't take it to your heart. Somebody's hatred, you don't take it to your heart. You don't start hitting him. You help somebody, he doesn't say thanks to you. You don't take it to heart. You don't hate him. You do your prescribed duty of helping others and surrender it to Paramatma is Nishkam Karma Yoga. So you are not the doer and you neither have the expectation of return or reward. It's a way of doing Nishkam Karma Yoga. And as I said, Paramatma gives us enough opportunities every day to perform Nishkam Karma. But our habit since childhood is that whatever karma I am doing, I expect something in return. Before I start the karma, I start imagining what am I going to get. मुझे क्या मिलेगा ये करने से? कुछ नहीं मिलेगा तो मैं क्यों करूं इसको? Why should I do it if I am not getting anything in return? So this is the way we have been taught since our childhood.
Yes.
So we are all sakam karmi. If I am getting something, then only I will do some karma. But Gita teaches us to become Nishkam Karma Yogi. Do your prescribed duty without expecting anything. Offer service to your parents. Take good care of them without expecting that my father will put all his estate in my name. Don't expect anything. Keep performing your prescribed duty for everyone around you, for the society, for the family members, even for the country. You do your duty for the country without expecting, देश ने मेरे लिए क्या किया है? Your duty is to do something for the country. What country is doing? It's doing its job. Society is doing its job for you. You are using a lot of social facilities available to you. We never are thankful to that. We have flights, we have buses, we have trains, we have pathways, we have good highways. We don't appreciate that the government has given us so many things. But someday something happens and we start blaming. So when we are enjoying somebody's work, we are never thankful to him. But when we are not able to do it, we are always able to criticize it. Paramatma says, rise above this thinking. Be a Nishkam Karma Yogi. Do your prescribed duty and forget about it. Offer it to Paramatma. Don't have any pride of Kartrutva Bhiman, doership. So no doership and no expectation of return reward is Nishkam Karma Yoga. So it should become our habit to perform every karma as a non-doer and as a non-expector of any return or reward. Then we are a Nishkam Karma Yogi.
Very good explanation, dear.
Thank you.
Next we have iPhone Didi. I don't say your name. Please introduce yourself and then ask the question.
Jai Sri Krishna Guruji. I am Dr. Madhavi from Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Your presentation was very, very nice, very clear. Ji. But my question is not related to this Ajay.
Yeah.
My question is different. Probably, as you said, my answers will be there in 13th Ajay, as you said. How can we see all the people in an equal manner, take care of everybody in an equal manner, like our children? See, we'll take special care of our children. We will not be able to show the same care towards everybody. I say neighbors, maids, others' children, and anybody who work for us.
Yeah.
How can we do that, sir?
Okay, remember only one shloka from Gita and then you will do it. I can guarantee you that. Remember one shloka from 15th adhyay. Mama imansho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati. Mama imansho jivaloke. My fragment is there in all living beings. So your first son, second son, third son, your neighbor, your servant, your husband, your co-worker in the office, whosoever is there, all are the fragments of Paramatma. So who are we to differentiate between fragments of Paramatma, that he is better and that fellow is not better? It is Paramatma's form. When the fragment of Paramatma is there in everyone, how can we say he is dearer to me and that is not dearer to me? Can we distinguish between Paramatma?
As you said, Ravana Brahma is treated as Brahma as well as king.
Yes. So
different roles.
So see Paramatma in everyone, and Gita teaches us exactly that. Remain equipoised to all the people as well as to your own sentiments of favors and unfavors, happiness and sadness. Learn to handle them in equanimity. Samatva yoga uchyate. There is a shloka in second adhyaya. If we can learn this technique of remaining equipoised in all situations, then we are a yogi. That samatha bhav is a yoga. And Gita's basic principle is this samatva yoga uchyate. If you can discharge your duties with this thinking of equanimity, remaining equipoised, then yoga uchyate is called a yogi.
After joining this Gita Parivar, I am trying to do my maximum, sir. I'm thankful to all.
Exactly. So that is how it should be. We should be fragment of Paramatma in every living entity. Then this thought will come to our mind that I am nobody to distinguish between them. He is better and he is not better. All are fragments of Paramatma.
Thank you, sir.
Nirmala Didi, kindly unmute yourself. Yes.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
I'm from Telangana state. I want to know whether Karma Sannyasa Yogi and Sankhya Yogi are one and same, or is there any difference?
No. Karma Sannyasa and Sankhya Yoga is same. It is also called Jnana Yoga. It is also called Buddhi Yoga. It is also called Sankhya Yoga. It is also called Karma Sannyasa Yoga. These are the same.
Nishkama Karma Yogi?
Nishkam Karma, Paramatma teaches it in the third adhyaya and part of fourth adhyaya. Nishkam Karma. And see, to become a sannyasi, you are supposed to relinquish all your day-to-day activities and concentrate only on your soul and on Paramatma without bothering to do your own prescribed duties also. No karma, because a Sankhya Yogi believes every karma is putting me under bondage, so I won't do any karma. I will focus only on my soul and only on Paramatma. I will do only meditation.
Dhyana Yoga.
Dhyana Yoga same.
Dhyana Yogi.
Yeah, Dhyana Yoga.
He is Dhyana Yogi.
Yes. So that is what a Sankhya Yogi does. While a Nishkam Karma Yogi, he doesn't hate karmas. He continues to do karma, but with these two qualifications.
Like Janak
not
Maharaj.
Having the skills of doership and not expecting any return or reward. So he doesn't hate karma like Sankhya Yogi does. He doesn't hate karma.
Like Janak Maharaj.
Like Janak Maharaj. You okay? You know Gita. Good. Right.
Okay. And one more thing. So when we are thinking that we are not doing the Karma Sannyasa Yoga or Nishkarma Karma Yoga, and we think that phal is not ours, but we do work. And if somebody does any violence, any bad thing, is that works well to this type of activity, sir? Any violence, any bad thing?
See, everybody is having the freedom of performing the karma what he wants to perform. Paramatma has given us these two freedoms to us. You can do whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. So the freedom to mind and freedom to senses is given to humanity by Paramatma. Everybody is free. You can think whatever you want to think. You can do whatever you want to do. So if somebody misuses this freedom, then he has to pay the price for it. If we are learning Gita, we know that if we misuse this sense, this body, this intellect, then we will get bounded by our karmas and we can never get rid of the cycle of birth and death. If our objective of human being is to attain salvation, moksha, then we should do karmas which will not put any bondage on us. And being family members, Paramatma says the best way to attain moksha is to become a nishkam karma yogi. Perform all your duties, but without expecting any return reward or without having the sense of doership, which by training we can definitely do it.
Thank you very much, sir. Nice explanation and nice vivation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
I think we finished with the question and answer session. Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for the patient hearing and wonderful answers for all the curious questions. We are all blessed to be here on this pleasant evening and enrich ourselves with this knowledge. Now, after enjoying such a beautiful and wonderful Vivechan session, it is our duty to thank all those who offered their sevas in making this session a very successful one. So let me take this opportunity on behalf of Gita Parivar and sincerely thank all our technical team and the whole backend team for their untiring efforts in making this session a memorable one to all of us. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our Gita sadhaks who attended the session this evening and made it a grand success. Now for the Thanksgiving Prarthana and to offer our sincere prayers at the lotus feet of Paramatma, I invite Lalsa Kanoje ji from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. Didi is a homemaker and a postgraduate in sociology. She is associated with Gita Parivar since December 2021 and is a technical assistant in Gita Parivar classes. Lalsa Didi, please come forward for the Prarthana.
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. Yogesham Sachidanandam Vasudevam Rajapriyam Dharma Sanstapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, and thank you so much for that wonderful prayer. Now, we will, before ending this session, let us move forward with the Hanuman Chalisa Parayan. And before we come, after the Hanuman Chalisa, we will be ending the session. Kindly join. I request all of you to join for this Hanuman Chalisa Parayan.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कही सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है, पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरना, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. See you all in another enlightening session, same time next week. Until then.